Hi, I'm Dr. Witherspoon, and I'm an academic program coordinator here with the UNLV Upper Bound program. I'm going to talk to you today about what's needed now that you're a senior, a checklist, the timeline on what you need to be successful as a senior. So now I'm going to walk you through your senior timeline, month by month, and the things that you should do, and just a checklist to make sure that you're on track for that big day. The first thing that you want to do is sign up for your ACT and your SAT. If you're not satisfied with your score, you want to make sure that you're looking over those results and retest if you're necessary. Another thing that you want to do in the month of August is apply for UNLV if you're admissible. The priority financial aid consideration deadline is December 1st. So again, around August is that time that you want to, if you're considering UNLV, is something that you want to do. Another item on the checklist is to update your college spreadsheet with your due dates, your fees, things like that, because it's going to be important that you know when it's time to apply for those colleges, how much it's going to cost. This item right here is to reset your FSA ID. If you have not already done so, you want to make sure that you create your FSA ID. That's what you're going to use to sign your FAFSA. If you've created one already, now would be the time to reset it and to make sure that you know what it is along with your parents, so that way when it's time to do your FAFSA later on, you have it already ready to go. The next thing on the list is going to be to create a Common App or the Black Common App account. You want to make sure you do that so that way when it's time for you to start searching for scholarships, it's already created. And then the next thing on our checklist for the month of August is just to make sure that your resume is up to date. That's going to be key. So in the month of August, we've gone through some simple steps and some items that you should take care of as a senior. Now for the month of September, you want to make sure that you pay close attention to the SAT and the ACT registration deadlines. So in the month of August, if you've already looked at your ACT and your SAT scores and you're not happy, then the month of September is when you want to pay close attention to the registration deadlines, because again, you want to make sure that you're registered and you don't miss those deadlines to retake or to take your SAT and your ACT test. Also in the month of September, you want to make sure that you verify all of your scholarships that are due in October are complete, because there's going to be dates for those scholarships. And you want to verify again that all of your scholarships that are due in the month of October are getting done and good to go. So for the month of September, these are the checklist items. Okay, now I know we went through August and September, but there's a couple things to keep in mind for your checklist. These are things that you can do throughout the whole year to make sure that you're on track to graduate and also prepared for college. One of the things that you want to make sure that you're going to do is to visit your high school counselor. This point right here. Make sure that you visit your high school counselor just to make sure that you're on track for graduation. Set up an appointment, send an email. You want to make sure that you've taken the right classes and you are on the right track for graduation. Another item that you want to make sure that you're doing throughout the year is meeting with your Upper Bound coordinator. And the reason why that's important is because there's important information and deadlines that we can provide for you. There's certain scholarship information that we can provide for you. Also, if you're interested in the summer bridge program that we have to offer, we will be able to give you those due dates and the deadlines, and you want to keep in communication with us. So again, if you're interested in the summer bridge program that we have to offer for our seniors who are transitioning to college, another thing that you want to do is to make sure that you're going to work hard all year long, because let me tell you, the second semester grades are just as important. So this is something that you're going to work on from beginning until the end, because colleges are going to want your final transcript. So make sure that you are staying on top of your grades and that you finish strong, so that way when it's time for the colleges to receive a copy of your final transcript, they have the best of the best of the best of the best grades for you. Another item that you'll work on from beginning to end is asking for personal references from your teachers or from us, your upper bound coordinators, or your employers at work, just people that you know within the community, so that way you are prepared when it's time for you to submit those scholarships and those applications. Again, make sure to meet with an admissions counselor from the schools that you're interested in. This is going to be huge for your checklist. Meeting with admission counselors at the school that you're looking to attend. That's going to be key, right? You get to know what they have to offer, what the requirements are, how much it costs, and you can add it to that spreadsheet that we talked about for August, right? So that's something that you can be working on, is reaching out to those admission counselors at the schools. Another thing that you want to do throughout the whole school year is attend college fairs. It could be in person or it can be done virtually. Sometimes information is sent out to students where you can attend virtual college fairs, also career fairs as well. But specifically for you, you want to look for those college fairs and attend those, so that way you can get as much information as you can. In addition to that, you want to make sure that you begin your college essays. The college essays are huge and they're key, so that way when it's time for you to start applying to the colleges of your dreams and of your choice, you have this essay ready. And if you start them now, you can get assistance. You can get help from us, from your upper bound coordinator, your high school teachers, your counselors, but you want to make sure that you begin your college essays so you're not overwhelmed when it's time for you to apply for college. Now we're going to talk about a very important month, and that is the month of October. Why? Because show me the money. It is time for you to prepare to get ready to complete your FAFSA. The FAFSA is that application that you fill out, that free application for federal student aid, to see what you qualify for that free money to help you get to college. And October 1st is the date when you can complete your FAFSA. So in October, you want to focus on making sure that your FAFSA is done. That's when it's going to be available. So October 1st is when you complete your FAFSA. Another thing you want to do is, if you haven't already done so, your SATs and your ACTs. We've talked about it already, in August, but now you can do a second attempt. If you were not satisfied with the scores that you got, there's a second registration. So make sure that you're reviewing your grades and you're reviewing your test scores and you're re-registering to take your test again if you're not happy with the results that you got on the first go round. Now, I did mention your college essays, right? To begin writing them. Now is the time that you want to start to finalize those college essays, because before you know it, it's going to be time to apply for those colleges. Now, the end of October, maybe beginning of November, around that time, is when it's time for you to apply for those colleges, right? So if you've finalized your college essays, now is the time for you to look at your spreadsheet, look at all of your top colleges that you're interested in, and start to apply for those colleges. Because you have your spreadsheet, you know the due dates and the deadlines, so start applying. Another thing that's going to be important after you've applied to the colleges of your dreams is to make sure that you check to see if there's any other scholarships that you're eligible to apply for at the colleges that you've applied to. It's going to be important because some of those scholarships, they do have deadlines. And it's going to be very important for you to make sure that you reach out and you research to see, again, if you're eligible to apply for any scholarships at the colleges that you just applied for. Now we're in the month of December. There's a lot of things that are happening to you, senior, in the month of December. And one of the things that you can be excited for are those acceptance letters. So around this time, you should start to receive your acceptance letters from those colleges that you've applied for. So as you receive the acceptance letters, you want to make sure that you keep track of each college that has sent you, either by mail or email, a congratulations. We are proud to offer you acceptance into this wonderful college. File it away. Also in the month of December, you want to make sure that the testing companies are sending your test scores directly to the colleges that you indicated. So if you applied to UNLV, you want to make sure that UNLV did in fact receive your SAT and or your ACT scores. Another thing that you want to pay close attention to is the information that will be sent to you from the financial aid office from the colleges that you're accepted to. Sometimes you'll be issued an award letter that will be sent to you, and that will show you how much you may be eligible for or you will be getting at that specific college. So look out for award letters. Another thing that you want to make sure to look out for is if you were selected for verification. Verification? What's that? Well, after you complete your FAFSA, sometimes students are randomly selected for a process called verification. That simply means that whatever you put on your FAFSA and however your parents filed their taxes, they just need to make sure that it matches up. So, and the only way for you to find out, or one of the ways I should say, for you to find out if you're selected for verification is by contacting the financial aid office. Sometimes they will send you an email and they will let you know that you were in fact selected for verification, and sometimes you can see it on your student aid report that's sent to you after you complete your FAFSA. But usually during this time, you want to make sure that if you are selected for verification for your financial aid, that you take care of it as soon as possible. Your Upward Bound coordinators are here to help you out. The financial aid office at the college of your choice is also there to provide assistance and support should you need it, but it's going to be very, very important that this verification gets taken care of to avoid any delays whatsoever with your financial aid when it's time for you to make that decision to go to that college. Now, if you are in fact selected for verification and they may request a copy of your parents' tax transcripts, you want to make sure that your parents log on to the IRS website and they can retrieve their IRS tax return transcripts there. Again, it's the irs.gov, and they can retrieve a copy of their tax return transcripts for the requested year there. Now, in the month of January, you want to make sure that you ask your high school counselors to submit your first semester transcripts to the colleges that you have applied for. Also in the month of January, if you're still getting mail or emails from colleges that are inviting you to enroll, it's okay. Go ahead and take a trip or go and visit the colleges. Don't count them out because you never know. That could be a good option for you. Usually around the month of February or so, you'll start to see those acceptance letters and those award letters coming in from the financial aid office. So now is the time for you to compare, if you've been accepted to multiple colleges, what each college has to offer for you. Does college A have a good award letter, financial aid package, or does college B offer me something better that may fit my needs and my family's budget? Generally around February, March is when you start to make your decision. How exciting! You get to make your decision on where you want to go, right? You've been accepted, you've been issued these amazing financial aid award package, right? And you got to compare to see which one would be a better fit and option for you, right? So you start to let the colleges know what your decision is, right? So what you want to do next is make sure that you set up your student account, your student email, so that way you can get all the information that you need. You can access the student portal for the college. Now, senior, If you did receive communication from a college that you were waitlisted, now would be around the time that you want to visit them, give them a call, or write the admissions office a letter just to make your interest very clear that you are very interested and you want to know that, kind of what the process is, and ask them how you can strengthen your application. So, just because you're waitlisted, that's not a bad thing, but now would be a good time to reach back out to them and ask them how you can strengthen your application. Now we are in around May. Usually around May is when the AP exams are scheduled. So if it applies to you, if you are in AP classes and you are going to be scheduled to take the AP exam, now is the time that you are scheduled to take your AP exams. So study hard and finish strong. Also remember that it's still never too late for you to retest and retake your ACT and your SAT scores. If you are not satisfied with the test results that you got, then you can still retake your SAT and your ACT if you would like. Also make sure that the colleges that you want to go to have your test scores. It's going to be very important. All right, seniors, you ready? We're in the month of June to August. It's about that time. June to August, it's about that time. So what you want to make sure that you're doing right now is make sure that the final transcript is sent to the college of your choice. Whichever college you decided that you want to go to, make sure that they have the final transcript from you. You also want to decide if you need to take a placement exam. That's something that you can speak with your high school counselor about or your upper bound coordinator. And again, make sure that you talk about it, because if you need to do it, now would be the perfect time to decide if you need to take any placement exam. Another thing to consider is getting a summer job. Is that something that you need to do? Is that going to help you pay for some of the expenses? Was your college financial aid award enough? So now would be the time to start thinking about if a summer job is going to be the right thing for you. For those of you guys who decide that you want to go away and the college is out of state, or you're going to be staying in the dorms, and around this time is where you're going to start thinking about a list of the things that you're going to need for your dorm room. So that's the fun part. Do I need sheets? Do I need pillowcases? Do I need a microwave? Things like that. Also, you want to make sure that if you haven't done it already, that you've paid any housing deposits that's required for you to move into your dorm. Also, reach out to your roommate. If you have a roommate and you've been assigned to somebody and you know their information, reach out to them. Send them an email so that way you can start to get to know who they are, their likes, their dislikes, because it's always a good thing to go into a situation knowing who the other person is. Now, just like you're a part of the Upper Bound program right now, or whatever program you may be in, you want to make sure that the college that you're going to, reach out and see if they have a student support services program or a TRIO program similar to what you're in now, but for the college level. Reach out and see if they have any programs there for you, and if so, apply, because they can also provide you with resources to help you get acclimated to college, and again, to help you from the transition from high school student to college student and throughout your whole college experience. I do want to still encourage you to reach out to your Upper Bound coordinator. Make sure that you're keeping that communication there, so that way any questions that you have is answered, and that way you know the deadlines and the due dates, and that way you can get the assistance that you need. Also, it's never going to be too late to continue to apply for scholarships. So throughout the whole senior year, even when you graduate, you want to make sure that you're still applying for scholarships. Apply, apply, apply. Reach out for help and assistance if you need it, because we are here and we care about you. All right now, seniors, we went over a lot of information on your senior timeline, a checklist of items for you specifically, so that way you're on track from the time you're a senior all the way from the time you graduate. It's going to be very important that you watch this video along with all the other videos that we create for you, so that way you stay on track, because before you know it, you're going to be a college graduate just like that.